ओके, तो इन आवर क्लास हमने अभी तक देखा कि क्या क्या चीजें हो रही थी, क्या क्या चीजें नहीं हो रही थी, राइट। तो यहाँ पे इन सेंट्रल एशिया पे जब आ जाते हैं, तो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि वाई सेंट्रल एशिया इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट। बिकॉज Central Asia is important because during medieval period of time, trade was done between China and West Asia, right? China and West Asia through Silk Road. ओके, सिल्क रोड के थ्रू चाइना एंड वेस्ट एशिया एंड रोमन एम्पायर के बीच में चीजें ट्रेड हो रही थी। ओके, सो व्हाट आर द इंग्रेडिएंट्स और मटेरियल्स, ट्रेडेड मटेरियल्स इन बिटवीन दीज कंट्रीज? सो it's not about just silk. So apart from silk, they traded gunpowder, paper, printing technology, etc. Okay, so and these materials are very very important for any empire, for any country to establishing themselves, right? Because gunpowder is used in where gunpowder is used in technology. They are very important ingredients or material are used for development of any country, right? So here we can see that how China, that how why different empires try to control these Central Asian countries, because if they control the Silk Route in Central Asia, then they can easily control the two opposite sides of the Asian continent. Okay, then they can easily, and after capturing this Silk Road, they can easily get or got these important invented products by China. Is that clear? Okay, now तो यहाँ पे हमने क्या देखा कि one more thing that after conquest we have seen that Mongols who captured China around 13th to 14th century CE also controlled the Silk Road, and by this they control over Central Asia. Clear? Along with this, tribes from Central Asia into Islam. Is that clear? That how the tribes from Central Asia into Islam. Okay, because first China, then they captured this the portion of the Central Asia, and then they converted tribes from Central Asia into Islam. Clear now? क्लियर है कि किस तरीके से सेंट्रल एशिया उस टाइम was became very important, right? Because of, and this is the Silk Road from here to here, right? Or in black color. This is the old Silk Road, and the more interesting thing is that the new Silk Road, which is made parallel to this old Silk Road, right? Here you can see that in red line, this is the new or modern day Silk Road, but this Silk Road is made parallel to the old Silk Road. Okay, now how Central Asia was important during medieval period of time? Because in between two important areas, that one is China, another part is West Asia, and sometime it, it was with Roman Empire. Clear now? After that, I want to share some more information that Silk Road was not the only route used in Chinese trade, but Chinese merchants took cargoes on the ships from, so Chinese trade, they did not use only this Silk Road. Okay, they also use the ports like like Canton, Amoy, and other parts of South Ohina. This here different ports. So China So Chinese trade used Silk Route, ports like Canton, Amoy, okay, belongs to South China Sea. Okay, so from here, different types. They didn't use only Silk Road. Besides, they used Silk Road different ports. Clear now. After that, they कहाँ पे वो trade India. They traded with Africa, Australia, right? Some portion of these Southeast Asian countries. Okay, and so here one more important thing that when Chinese trade that Indian trades or traders or merchants have to compete with Chinese merchants, right? For what places? यहाँ पे जहाँ जहाँ पे उस टाइम पे इंडियन मर्चेंट्स जाते थे उसी उसी जगह पे चाइनीज मर्चेंट्स भी आते थे सो इंडियन मर्चेंट्स एंड चाइनीज मर्चेंट्स compete each other compete each other for trade in Annam, Laos, Cambodia, Java, Sumatra, and Malaya. Means ये सब all those portions of this region. Okay. So here Indian merchants and Chinese merchant compete each other for the portion of South Asian trade, right? So these are very important, right? Okay, one more thing that when any merchants, either from India or from Chinese, they didn't trade only with materials, along they trade with culture. So इंडिया हो या चाइनीज हो कोई भी ट्रेड करते थे नॉट ओनली ट्रेडेड मटेरियल्स तो होते ही थे बट कल्चर को भी वो ट्रेड करते थे जहां पे जा रहे हैं वहां पे चाइनीज कल्चर को देखे जा रहे हैं एंड वहां से वो कुछ कल्चर को लेके भी आ रहे हैं सो नॉट ओनली मटेरियल दे वर ट्रेडेड बट along with materials they traded culture also okay तो यहाँ पे हमने देखा जो एशियन जो इंडियन मर्चेंट्स थे चाइनीज मर्चेंट्स थे दे compete with each other after some time after 14th century it merchants also present there Arab merchants also present there to compete them okay so Arab merchants their trade and established them in Southeast Asia around 14th century AD. सो 14th सेंचुरी एडी में अरब मर्चेंट्स उन्होंने क्या किया था, स्टार्टेड देयर ट्रेड एंड एस्टेब्लिश्ड देमसेल्फ उन्होंने अपने आप को एस्टेब्लिश कर लिया था इन साउथ ईस्ट एशिया अराउंड 14th सेंचुरी। क्लियर नाउ? So we can see that how different merchants establish themselves, their power, their culture through period of time. Trade was very important. Right? Trade was very important. Okay. Now, or through trade and Arabs. Okay. So इंडिया के साथ जो कनेक्शन हुआ था अरब का और चाइना का, ये भी इनके थ्रू ही हुआ था। क्लियर? India's connection with Arab and China was developed by trade. Okay. So till now, and one more thing, that when Mughals came to India and established their empire, they also influenced, or Mughals also encourage these trade. Okay, these trade of India. Is that clear? That Mughals भी इस ट्रेड को encourage करते हैं। तो in our this slide we have read that some important empires of medieval period in world, right? उसके बाद हमने यूरोप के बारे में देखा कि कैसे यूरोप में कैसे कौन से एम्पायर थे, कैसे डार्क एजेस थे, कैसे न्यू टाइम पीरियड शुरू हुआ, कैसे यहाँ पे होली रोमन एम्पायर एंड अर्ली रोमन एम्पायर था, राइट? उसके बाद हमने देखा फ्यूडलिज्म कैसे एस्टेब्लिश हुआ। आफ्टर दैट हमने देखा कि कैसे यूरोप के साथ अरब्स का दोबारा एक ट्रेड स्टार्ट हुआ। क्लियर? हमने देखा कि किस तरीके से यूरोप में एक लर्निंग प्रोसेस रीडेवलप किया। आफ्टर दैट we can see, or we have learned different empires in medieval period of time. Some of them are like Abbasid Empire, Seljuk Empire, Byzantine empires, right? Mongols Empire or Mongolian Empire. After that we have learned that Central Asia, why Central Asia was so much gained so much importance during medieval period of time, because of trade. We learned about the Silk Road. Okay, we learned about the traded materials through traded through Silk Road. हमने ये भी देखा कि कैसे सेंट्रल एशिया में लोग इस्लाम में कन्वर्ट हो गए थे। दे ओके। उसके बाद हमने देखा कि किस तरीके से चाइना सिर्फ ट्रेड, मतलब वो सिर्फ चाइना जो थे वो सिर्फ सिल्क रोड ही यूज नहीं करते थे, इनफैक्ट दे यूज डिफरेंट पोर्ट्स, और सी रूट्स के थ्रू भी वो क्या करते थे, वो ट्रेड करते थे, राइट? ओके। उसके बाद हमने देखा कि हाउ जो इंडियन मर्चेंट्स हैं, चाइनीज मर्चेंट्स है, दे कम्पीट ईच अदर फॉर ट्रेडिंग इन दी साउथ एशियन पोर्शंस लाइक अन्नाम, लाओस, कंबोडिया, जावा, सुमात्रा, मलाया। उसके बाद हमने ये देखा अरब मर्चेंट स्टार्टेड देयर ट्रेड एंड एस्टेब्लिश देमसेल्फ इन साउथ ईस्ट एशिया अराउंड 14th सेंचुरी एडी, एंड इंडिया के साथ अरब एंड चाइना का जो कनेक्शन एस्टेब्लिश हुआ था ये ट्रेडिंग के थ्रू ही हुआ था, राइट? एंड मुगल्स also encourage this trade of India. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Our remaining MCQ portions in our upcoming class. Okay. Thank you so much.